Hello everybody, Matthew from therighttrader.com here, back again with another cryptocurrency video. Welcome everybody to the live stream. We're going to give just a minute or two for everybody to join, and we got some interesting stuff to talk about, as today is the first day with Ethereum officially being a proof of stake cryptocurrency. So this is a monumental step and change in crypto, and we're going to be seeing what comes from this. And I'm sure a lot of you, what you're wondering is what's going to happen to the price. Okay, so right now we actually have seen Ethereum specifically dump a bit since its merge. In fact, in the last 24 hours, it is down now 6.2%. So we're going to be talking about, is that something that's going to last, or is just a temporary short-term dip? Now, something that I had said, if you've been watching my previous live streams, which hopefully you have, is these coins tend to, have a sell the news effect. So basically, basically once the actual product or whatever comes out, it tends to dump, right? And this is no different this time around. This is kind of what's happening with Ethereum. Now, I'm not going to say just yet that this is it and that we're going to start falling back lower, because to be honest, we could see this go a few different directions here. The positive thing is that the merge successfully happened. We're going to be talking about what that's going to do to Ethereum, how that might affect Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But right now, okay, the merge has successfully gone through. That's step one here. And step two is, what's going to come from that, and how is that going to affect the crypto market as a whole moving forward, okay? Because this is a very, very big change that is going to change the way investors are looking at crypto right now, and the way investors are going to be looking at different coins, okay? What I mean by that is, first off, we have seen some proof of work coins react fairly positively to this. Ethereum Classic has been holding up very nicely, and has seen a huge increase in its hash rate, but also keep in mind, right, even Bitcoin, very weak right now. So we're still seeing a lot of weakness in the crypto market. There was a lot of anticipation for this this merge, but now we're seeing this sort of sell the news effect. And I'm going to be talking about my predictions here for Ethereum and Bitcoin moving forward, okay? So what this might kind of turn into as we head forward. So Ethereum is now right below $1,500, and we are seeing from my previous technical analysis here that we have certain levels to look out for, okay? So the first level that I would have wanted to see a breakout above if we're going to start getting bullish again, and unfortunately we did not see that breakout, would be a move above this top yellow line up here, which is $2,163, okay? Now we came fairly close to that. In fact, on the high here we were at $2,031, but unfortunately we didn't make it to this top level, and we certainly did not break above it. Now if we look at the technicals, okay, we also actually have some bearish formations here coming about. First off, we have the top of the Bollinger Band crashing down against that resistance level, which is going to make it even harder to break above. We also have our blue 100-day moving average, which is starting to flatten out and which could actually start flipping lower, and we might actually get a crossover of the 50-day moving average below the 100-day moving average, which is going to be very, very, very bearish, okay? So that's 2 to 3 things right there that could add additional selling pressure based on the technicals to the price, okay? So that would be, one of the first kind of concerning things, just purely looking at the technicals. And I should also mention that, yes, we do still have our downtrend completely continuing, okay? So nothing's changed there. Yes, we had this nice little short-term bounce, very respectable, basically 100% pump, but guess what? We're falling right back down as of right now, right? That might change. I said in my previous videos that we weren't going to see instantly a decision be made on where the market is going to take this post-merge. And in fact, which has been mostly true, right? I mean, we're basically somewhat flat across the board here, but we're starting to see that weakness come in. And I think in the next 2 to 3 days is really when we're going to start to see either confirmation of the weakness. Okay, so we're going to see the market start to dump, Bitcoin moving below 18K probably, Ethereum if we look at the price levels, probably going to be moving back below 1,200 and onwards towards $1,000 if we get that bearish side of things, okay, which isn't certain yet. This is just a bit of a pullback, so I'm not going to call this the confirmation of the downside just yet, because like I said, there is absolutely the possibility that within 2 to 3 days here, all of a sudden we start to see some bullish momentum come in and we do get that breakout. Okay, if we break out above this purple downtrend line, that's going to be huge. That could really mean that we are going to start kicking back up into some higher territories above $2,100, which would be amazing to see. But as of right now, we're seeing either flatness or what could be the first hints of moving back lower again. And I just drew the downtrend line on the RSI, which is basically confirming what we have over here even more, which is a very nasty downtrend still playing out for Ethereum. And keep in mind, Ethereum is one of the stronger cryptos right now. It has been completely, except in the last 7 days, it has been much stronger than Bitcoin. And yet we're still seeing Ethereum, right, which is, like I said, basically one of the strongest cryptos out there right now, still experiencing some weakness, especially post-merge. If we look across the board, we'll see that a lot of altcoins are indeed a little bit red here. Terra Luna Classic completely dumped. So all the Luna coins, like I said, right, I was expecting a very big pullback on those. We did get that pullback. I was predicting 17 cents. We were not that far off. We're at about 24, sorry, 0.00024 this morning. So I still think we could see that 17 cent level get hit. And basically, right, we're seeing a lot of flatness or even a little bit of bearishness coming into play. Lido was pumping last night. Now it pulled back again. So those first signs of weakness, like I've been saying, is kind of what I see happening. And it does have me a little bit concerned in the sense that now we need to start thinking and worrying about, okay, well, if we're going to see this weakness, right, how much is it going to accelerate and where are our support levels? So right now on Ethereum, our support level, our main support level that we need to look out for is this $1,250 level. And we're heading towards there fast. In fact, I think that we could test that in the next day or two. If that does happen, right, that's really our last support level before we're basically going to start moving back down towards $1,000. And at that point, I think flipping back below $1,000 and start very quickly heading towards $600, $700, even $500 and below is going to be quite probable. Okay, so that could be as much as of a 60 to 65% drop for Ethereum here, and could reach some lows of around $380. So it could get very ugly from the current price point itself. This could be an actual 75% drop for Ethereum. And I mean, it's playing out live, right? We are unfortunately seeing the sell the news play out right now for ETH, and I think the rest of the crypto market is certainly not going to be able to dodge that. Now Ethereum might see a bit of a stronger sell-off because it was, you know, all the hype was kind of waiting on Ethereum, so there was a lot of buyers who bought Ethereum specifically to try and play the merge, you could say. But you know, Bitcoin, I mean, it's been performing horribly. If we go ahead and take a look at BTC, which I have not been happy whatsoever with the performance of BTC, we're going to see that it's literally doing nothing. And in fact, it's basically at its low. So that's a bit different from Ethereum, which at least saw a very strong move higher. This is a coin where, you know, it didn't even get that move higher. Okay. And on top of that, we're seeing what's playing out here is this wave formation that I drew in, okay, where we didn't complete the last 5th step of the wave, which is predicted to be a very big drop here based on my charts. So what worries me about this is the fact that Bitcoin, you know, is waiting on maybe the rest of the crypto market to get some bullish momentum or something, because Bitcoin itself has no fundamental news, no fundamental catalysts that are going to push it higher right now. It's extremely prone to copying what the stock market does, the S&P 500, etc., which haven't been performing well, by the way, right? Just today alone, we're down 1% plus across most of the major US indexes. And guess what, right? Bitcoin is not really any different. In fact, very similar price move in the last 24 hours. So this is exactly what I'm talking about here, okay? On top of that, we can see that, you know, there is no real sign of recovery or bounce on the technicals, on the indicators. At best, you know, we're just trying to get a little bit higher, but I don't think anything here is going to hold. I mean, you saw the dump that we had after testing the resistance. I think if there's any coin that I'm pretty confident is going to head back below $18,000 right now, it's Bitcoin. I'm sorry to sound so bearish. I wish myself that the market was doing better, but I'm giving it to you, straight from the book here, straight from the facts. I mean, this is what we're seeing on the charts, and unless, all of a sudden in the next 2 to 3 days we start to see some kind of bullish momentum due to the merge, if we're continuing to see this weakness, it's just going to accelerate from here, especially heading into the weekend. Okay, Saturday and even Sunday more so tend to be the biggest days for cryptocurrency market dumps, and especially with this recent event that we had, that could be a further reason why we might dump on that day specifically. And I'm talking about this Sunday, so just a few days ahead here. Now, to top it all off, okay, we saw that Ethereum did see some mixed opinions on the merge. Okay, so we see here Ethereum merge brings sell the fact price move in crypto markets, which is what I've been talking about. However, on the plus side, or I guess you could say you need to be a bit careful, because this is sort of a could be good but could be bad. Lido staked ether surges basically very high. Okay, it's continuing to surge. Some positive news: Vitalik Buterin says Ethereum merge cut global energy uses by 0.2%, and that Ethereum's energy usage is now down 99.99% compared to the past. The thing is, investors are not really gonna care about this in terms of the reaction towards the price, right? This is maybe great for Ethereum's purpose or whatever, but in terms of how investors are going to view this, they want to see some kind of change in the usage, some kind of bullishness there to justify the price going higher, right? If not, then guess what? We're going to continue to see this weakness play out. Now, please let me know in the comments down below your opinions on this. We're going to dive into more technicals. We're going to dive into potentially some altcoins. So now is the time for all of you to answer in the comments down below. I want to hear your opinions. What do you think about what's going on with Ethereum and Bitcoin? Do you think this is just a bullish thing, or is it a bearish thing? I want to know your opinions on what you think about this. I really want to hear, if you think this is indeed going to cause a bigger sell-off, or if this is just a little temporary pullback and it could actually even cause a pump. Also, do you think there is an opportunity that we just stay flat, right? So, for example, for Bitcoin, basically trading between $18,500 and $22,000, right? Just trading in this range. That is possible, and to be honest, that's mostly what we've been doing for the last few months here on Bitcoin. If we go over to Ethereum, now Ethereum is a little bit different because of what I was talking about, right? So for ETH, as you can see, yes, we do have a pretty big range right here, but we haven't been trading as tightly as with Bitcoin. In fact, like I said, right, Ethereum did see a very, very sharp bounce, peaking at around 130% move to the upside after everything that happened. So that is, obviously something I'm going to consider to be much more bullish than with Bitcoin's price action. However, right now we're not escaping what the rest of the market is doing. I mean, look at, since we started this live stream, Ethereum has fell even lower, and I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the live stream it's even lower than now. So Bitcoin and Ethereum remain two coins that can regain strength at any time, especially Ethereum right now. In fact, I can say with full confidence here that in the shorter term, and even maybe in the longer term, I am much more bullish on Ethereum. I think the network and the usage, the smart contracts, the amazing applications it has, such as ENS, is more valuable right now as I see it than Bitcoin, right? You can transact just as easily with Ethereum, if not more quickly and more easily. And the additional apps really make it to be a stronger package than Bitcoin, maybe except for the proof of work aspect. Okay, Bitcoin remains to the legacy proof of stake, which comes with its benefits of security, and the fact that it's much harder to make changes to the network. Okay, because right now with Ethereum's proof of stake, anybody that has the most coins can have the biggest decisions on the network, and that is a problem in my opinion. But other than that, okay, I think Ethereum is the most usable crypto right now, And you know, if you're doing stuff in DeFi, etc., probably the one that you can make the biggest profit on as well, from my experience. Now I'm still waiting to see all of your comments here. Want to know if you think that, you know, we are going to see this dump or not. Now we're 6 viewers right now. I want to try and get our likes up. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to share this video with your friends on Twitter or anywhere else. Share it to your friends so we can get and try and beat our record of previous live amount of viewers, which was 50 live viewers. I really want to try and beat that record, so go ahead and share this live stream as we keep digging into the technicals. And I really want to hear all of your comments here on what you think is going to happen next. And also let me know if you want me to cover any specific coins, any altcoins, etc. I'll gladly take a look at the technicals here. If you want me to look at shorter time frames, longer term time frames for either Ethereum or Bitcoin, I will gladly do so as well. So please make sure to share the live stream and like it. Consider dropping a super chat if you want to support the stream. We got a little comment by Incognito I likey. Please let me know your thoughts on what you guys think is going to happen next here. Appreciate the support, Incognito, and I'd love to hear your opinions here. And hopefully, you know, we can get to a nice amount of viewers in the stream today. So very, very interesting stuff that going on. Now, I'm sure there's quite a few people that are maybe disappointed with the price action here right now with after what's happened after the merge. But the thing is, I was always expecting this situation exactly here, this sort of sell the news thing, to be one of the more likely scenarios to play out, right? And the crypto market has been weak regardless. So, you know, it's not like I'm blaming the merge or anything. The merge is, you know, really quite irrelevant here in the grand scheme of things. We're still seeing the bigger picture play out, the bigger picture with the economic pressures from inflation, etc., and the rest of the stock market dropping. That has infinitely more effect right now than this Ethereum merge or anything like that, right? The Ethereum merge is just an excuse to either pump crypto or dump crypto. And right now, it seems like the whales are choosing the latter, right? They're choosing to dump on the market. And like I said, right, Ethereum is kind of in a dangerous position right now just because it has been performing so well that any drop that it has ahead here, moving back below $1,000, is going to be quite rough, right? Moving into plus 50% downside. For Bitcoin, no different, right? In fact, Bitcoin has been pretty much disastrous in my opinion, right? I have a hard time seeing why people can support Bitcoin with the level of price action it's had right now. Now, that is truly disappointing because Ethereum, you know, it's trying to make improvements, it's trying to move forward. Bitcoin is just pretty much straight doing nothing and even dropping as well. And keep in mind, right, like I talked about, this drop could accelerate a lot for Bitcoin, okay? You know, it could easily go down to 15K. We could even see that 10K level get hit. And that's why I don't understand why, you know, there's sort of this complacency amongst Bitcoin holders that this type of thing is okay, right? Because right now we need some type of bullish catalyst for the cryptocurrency market if we want any hope of some kind of recovery here, because we're just not getting it. Taking a quick look at some news pieces here, we can see that two addresses controlling over 45% of Ethereum transactions post-merge. This is exactly what I'm talking about with the centralization that proof of stake creates. We'll also see a big amount of liquidations after the merge here. $150 million liquidated in 24 hours. That's probably from longs here getting liquidated. And, you know, basically Bitcoin sinking after that CPI inflation hits 8.3%. That was 2 days ago, but that is really what's continuing a lot of this this fear in the markets, okay? BTC and ETH aren't the ones, XRP is. That's a comment coming from Incognito. So, you know, if we look at XRP, actually, it is an interesting one to look at right now because it's kind of unrelated to BTC and ETH. Very flat, right? I mean, we can even go and look at the chart and see what's going on. So, I mean, in a way, in this type of market, staying flat is actually not really a bad thing. The part of it where it becomes a little bit more concerning is, you know, we need some kind of catalyst for many of these coins, right? Not just BTC or ETH, for XRP as well. We need some kind of bullish catalyst that has to come in soon, or else the market is going to continue dumping, right? This is a market that needs that fuel. And in fact, the crypto market in general needs that type of fuel, right? It needs that type of hype. So when we don't get it, the de facto price movement is just to start flipping back lower and dumping. It's very unfortunate, but that is how crypto has been even previously. We're also seeing this bit of rounded top here for XRP. So right now, still quite stable, right? We got a nice support level put in here at this 30-cent level. So by all means, it has been very nicely range bound. In fact, you know, it's, I guess you could say even technically here in the short term, been holding up better than Bitcoin, which is almost comical. That Bitcoin is struggling that much, but it is what we're seeing, and it's really causing a lot of pressure on the crypto market, right? I mean, if I'm looking through across the board here, yes, we had that Luna pump next week, but very, very few coins are really showing signs of life here. And any coins that are doing decent, right? ApeCoin, for example, up 13%. I just don't know how well that's going to hold, right, heading into the next week or two. I mean, there's no coin right now that I see that has any type of fundamental thing going on that can hold these type of gains. Raven coin got a lot of bullishness from the miners moving over to its protocol and other proof of work coins. But keep in mind, this is just one coin out of 100 here. And like I said, right, even the last 24 hours, it has pulled back 20% as well. So yes, here and there, we have some altcoins that are holding up, but overall, right, no real catalyst to cause any type of serious buying. But okay, to not be overly bearish here, the thing that I want to keep in mind is this needs to play out in the next 1 to 2 days, right, over the weekend, basically. And by the way, we just reached a peak amount of viewers here. We're at 10 viewers now, which is awesome. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Looking at Ethereum here, like I said, to make sure that I'm not being overly bearish and just telling you that we're guaranteed to dump here, because that's not the case necessarily, is look at what happens in the next few days, right? Because if we absolutely stay flat, then we're probably going to stay flat all the way into November, and then we're going to test this this trend line again to either get a move higher or below, right? But right now in the short term, if we're going to see some type of more aggressive move either to the upside or downside, we're looking at those early hints of what's happening. Okay, so right now we're seeing a little bit of that selling pressure, but like I said, right, Ethereum bouncing back a little bit here. At any moment, right, Ethereum can start turning bullish and really getting a strong pump again. So that can happen. And I'd say even if we get back above 1700, you really need to start being careful, because or start being happy for long, because we're probably gonna get a move to that $2,000 plus area if we break back above $1,700 at this point in time. However, right now we're at $1,500 and below. If we continue kind of in this area and even start sinking back to that $1,250 level, that's when we're really going to start to take more seriously the odds of basically getting a dump back to initially that $1,000 area, right? So kind of what we were doing back here. But really, right, since that's going to be the second time for us testing that $1,000 area, well, what that really means is, you know, that we could dump below that, okay? And we had temporarily done this back here, where, you know, we went basically as low as about somewhere, I believe, in the $800 area. $880 was the low, it seems like, the peak low. The thing that's worrisome about this is next time, right? Like I said, next time we test it, that's going to be a second time testing it. Unless we get a double bottom, we could go back below $1,000. That means probably breaking back below $880, and even more so, right, possibly sinking below $880, which would absolutely put us in a probable situation of reaching $700, $600, even $500 and below. So that is, of course, sort of the worst case scenario for crypto holders. This is the second biggest coin in the market. This is Ethereum we're talking about here. So this is no joke when we're seeing the potential for a drop like this, and how much ripple effect it's going to have across most cryptocurrencies in general. Okay, so this is something that could obviously be very rough on the crypto market as a whole. And that's why I want to know your opinions on what you think is going to happen next here. So please let me know, because that is something that I think is super interesting to hear about is all of the opinions of you guys, the viewers, right? Most likely holders of cryptocurrency, possibly holders of Ethereum more specifically. I want to know your opinions, right? And also let me know down in the comments below while we're at it, do you think that if we see, right, the cryptocurrency market dump here, are you going to sell your coins? So let's see, you know, Ethereum starts moving to $1,200 and below. Are you going to start selling your cryptocurrencies, or are you going to hold through the drop? That's another very interesting piece of information I'd love to hear about. So definitely please let me know. And I want to thank the live 10 viewers here. Let's try and kick those viewers up. Make sure to like the live stream if you haven't already to support the stream, and also consider dropping a super chat, and of course subscribing for more videos like this. I tend to do these a few times a week. This was a big event here after the merge, and the merge happened very smoothly, right, which was a good thing. I will say that if there was any type of glitches or issues with the merge, that would have caused a very aggressive dump, right? I think we would have seen Ethereum probably heading instantly towards $1,000, and Bitcoin probably heading towards 15K very quickly within 1 to 2 days time. Right now, that's been slowed down a bit due to the fact that it happened so smoothly and efficiently, which is a good sign for, you know, Ethereum developers, and the fact that they've been, you know, handling this quite well actually in terms of the success of the merge on the technical side of things. But of course, right, always as investors, what we're looking at is how is the market reacting to this, right? And we got a comment here from Robert Sunderland saying, I'm not dumping, I'm loading up on more. I'm not making the same mistake as I did in 2019. So it seems here like in 2019 he may have sold too early and missed out on the bull run. So he is planning, I guess, on accumulating in the case where we see a continuation of the drop, which is can be a very good strategy, of course, right? Obviously, you know, that depends on everybody's personal strategy on what they're trying to do. But yes, you know, I even a few weeks back had accumulated a little bit more on certain altcoins that were very low, and I've done pretty well on those. So I'm not gonna necessarily be buying a lot more unless we see a huge drop, let's say 10k BTC and maybe $500 ETH, something like that. But I am definitely going to hold through the drop, if I'm being honest here. I don't plan on, you know, doing this game of buying in and selling back out and buying back in, all of that, right? It's just not worth the effort in my opinion, and I'd rather just hold it for the long term, set it and forget it. I'm pretty much mostly in proof of stake coins, so I'm just taking those and waiting to see what happens, right? I'm not going to be able to make the market flip back to the upside, even though I wish I could. But right now we need to let these things play out. We're seeing the weakness even coming in more strongly for Ethereum, right? And Bitcoin is being no different here. If we go ahead and click over to BTC below this $20,000 level, there's a lot of weakness, and this could start dumping any second now. Okay, so please be careful with your positions here in crypto. Of course, none of this is financial advice, it's just my own personal opinion. I think Ethereum is one of the most interesting cryptos to take a look at right now, so I'll keep our screen on Ethereum. We have Blue saying hello all, welcome back Blue, regular viewer of the live stream. I love seeing our regulars in the live stream. We got Lineways, which is also a regular viewer. So welcome back Lineways. Awesome to see people who found the live stream, who subscribed, and who are watching regularly. I really appreciate that, and it would mean a lot to get a like or a super chat from any of you. We have Beyond Earth saying great information. I agree with your predictions on this. That's awesome. I appreciate the fact that you you have you know, a similar perspective, and that you think that my opinion is valuable in some type of way. I really do appreciate that, Beyond Earth. Thank you so much, and hopefully you subscribe. I haven't seen your comment before. I do want to talk about Lineways' comment of let's talk about ETC and ETH proof of work, basically, right, which is seems to be the ticker ETHW. Now I haven't actually looked at this coin at all in terms of how the price has been acting here. So let's see, it looks like and I don't know, also please let me know, if you don't mind, if anybody could let me know what is the ratio of coins dropped in terms of you know, how much ETH proof of work are you getting airdropped per amount? Is it one-to-one directly? Please let me know in the comments down below. I haven't looked too much into that yet. So right now for ETH proof of work fork, this is looking like, you know, it is dropping quite a bit. The thing that I have a hard time understanding with this coin, we'll see how it is, right? It might be listed by a decent amount of exchanges, but the thing that I have a hard time dealing with is ETH proof of work, right, as they're calling it, and Ethereum Classic. I don't really understand why there's a need for Ethereum proof of work, right? And I know the history between Ethereum Classic and Ethereum very well, so I know the difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, what happened with the DAO hack, etc. But you know, Ethereum proof of work, this coin itself seems very redundant compared to Ethereum Classic, right? Ethereum Classic is staying more true to the original meaning of proof of work and of you know, mining and immutability than this coin is. And I don't even know really who's behind this coin, if it's just some miners or a bigger entity. Let me know in the comments below any information like that. I'd love to hear it. But you know, right now, if we're looking the last 24 hours, I think the proof is in the pudding, right? I mean, this coin has already dropped over 50%, right? Has that happened to Ethereum Classic? No. Has that happened to Ethereum itself? No. Okay, so investors are going to sell off what they consider to be the weakest coins. And right now, it seems like ETH proof of work is being very, very so-called, you know, it's not being valued by the market much whatsoever, basically. Okay, I mean, it had that initial pump here, it looks like, but started dumping pretty much instantly thereafter. I know that Arthur Hayes, someone that I think is pretty smart in the crypto space, said that he was going to be taking a look at this coin and selling basically any of it he received very quickly after the merge. So, you know, he probably benefited from this price action here. But right now, these type of coins is not the type of coins that I think have much value in them. Maybe I'm missing out on something. Maybe there's something that I don't know about Ethereum proof of work, and that's why I'm saying please let me know in the comments down below so I don't have to go digging through a bunch of news pieces. You'd help me out a lot. But I just wanted to check, you know, the actual maybe information that they have on their website. That's why I clicked the link there to see, you know, what's the deal here with Ethereum proof of work. Now they have the .org you know, domain here, but Ethereum Foundation is shifting to a proof of stake fork while we decided to stay with the proof of work Ethereum. Now, it doesn't seem like they're being, you know, malicious in any type of way in terms of, you know, dissing Ethereum Foundation or ETH moving to proof of stake. They're just saying, you know, we like proof of work better and we're not going to, you know, move away from that. So interesting stuff here. It seems like there's some more information on their website. Now let's see, marketing white paper, that's a pretty interesting thing to look at. And if we look here, I'm just trying to see, you know, what they have exactly with this website that might add more information. For right now, there's not that much information. Looks like they do have a Twitter page and about 46,000 followers as of right now, so definitely some interesting stuff. They also have right here, you know, a mainnet. Okay, so you can use this in MetaMask as you would with other cryptos, but basically, you know, like I said, I personally have a preference for Ethereum Classic in this type of situation, right? Where really, right, in the grand scheme of things, you know, why would you pick ETH proof of work over Ethereum Classic? This just launched, right? This is, you know, by all means a complete fork. Ethereum Classic, I think there's different perspectives on how you look at it, but one thing that you have to respect regardless is the fact that, you know, it's been around pretty much since the beginning here, since 2016. It's been around, and also it's all gone up significantly since it's launched, right? So if we look at the price action here, you know, we were at $1.50 or whatever. Look at where we're at today, right? Quite significantly higher above that. Okay. And you know, from the all-time low, you'll see here up 5,900%. That is what I mean by the value in sort of the time that these coins have been around, right? Ethereum proof of work, this is very early to say what's going to happen, but looking right now, just in term of the short term, it's dumping, right? And I don't really see this kicking back up as of right now, unless we see some type of specific parties, maybe big parties in the crypto space, start to back Ethereum proof of work or something like that, I think that this coin could see pretty dead price action, if not continuing a little bit more downside. Of course, this is going to hit some type of floor price eventually, right? But as of right now, it is dumping still. Now, I'd be interested to know what the market cap of this coin is. That's why I'm waiting for all of your comments here. If you have more information on Ethereum proof of work, what the market cap might be, etc., right? And I'm pretty sure I could back calculate that based on the amount of coins there is, but I am too lazy to go digging into the exact numbers here right now. But in terms of potential upside for this, you know, it could be interesting in the fact that it's at $12 right now. Like I said, I would want to see the market cap, but if big parties start backing this at some point, you know, maybe big mining parties or big companies in general, big exchanges, this could obviously some pretty good price action, right? This is probably going to be, you know, like the Ethereum that we remembered, but Ethereum is moving on to bigger and better things, I believe, right? So I like Ethereum Classic, and Ethereum Classic has been also performing quite well throughout all this, you know, performing quite steadily, etc., etc., etc. But Ethereum, you know, regular Ethereum, right? There's too many Ethereums, which is one of the problems with these forks. Something that many people have brought up in the past with these cryptos is, you know, these forks, then it gets never ending, right? You end up with 10,000 different coins that completely dilutes the supply, etc. If we're talking about Ethereum, right, the good old Ethereum that has the biggest market cap, this is the coin that could really make the biggest groundbreaking moves in terms of not necessarily even the pure price action side of things, the percent gains. You know, Ethereum Classic could just as easily get big gains, but in terms of its network and the value that the network offers with, you know, the DeFi aspects of it, the applications like Ethereum name service, etc. These are things that could change the internet as a whole, right? So do these other coins like Ethereum Classic and potentially Ethereum proof of work or whatever have that opportunity? Much less, right? There's very few coins in the crypto space that can really change the internet as we know it, right? And, you know, I think some people might say Bitcoin hasn't been doing all that much, to be honest. So Ethereum by far makes it a top 3 coin in terms of a coin that could really change the internet as we know it, change the usage of social media apps with NFTs, etc. And it's the front runner, it's the leader in that sort of perspective, and I don't think that's going to change, right? I think there's tremendous value in Ethereum long term, and I feel stupid, to be honest, to not own more ETH. Okay, I own very, very little Ethereum, and if any at all, really, mainly because I had bought a huge amount back in the day and I had sold too early. I guess I was kind of salty to buy back in after that, and I had to deal with watching it go from $200 all the way up to $5,000. Now, of course, we have seen a pretty decent sized pullback from then. However, you know, even right now, long term, I think this is a pretty good price. I mean, Ethereum is a coin that I'd see in the next few years reaching $10, $12, $15,000 very easily. And that's why I'm saying that, you know, right now, even at $1,500, still a pretty good deal long term. If we're talking about in the next few months, if we get that drop down to $500 and below, even $500, I think that's the steal of a decade, right? Getting a coin like Ethereum at $500, steal of the decade, most likely, you know. And the value of Ethereum, right, the sort of long-term floor price that I'm seeing come into play is coming in from its applications, okay, from things like ENS, etc., from its tremendous footprint on the NFT market. This is what's going to make Ethereum hold up the test of time, right, and probably continue to grow into an absolute giant, right? If any coin right now probably deserves to be at $1 trillion and above, it's Ethereum. Now, I know we can't say that just based on the actual current price levels, I should say, and actual current amount of TVL. And in fact, the TVL is something that I want to look at here. So let me just take 1 second here to go to DeFiLlama.com. This is a coin that tracks total value locked on different chains. And we can see, of course, Ethereum being the biggest chain here. What is its current total value locked? Right now, currently $31 billion. Okay, so we do have a pretty big premium, as you can see, between its TVL and its market cap. Okay, this wasn't the case a few months back when we had a massive $110 billion in TVL, and quite, worrisomely, this is a crypto that has unfortunately had a huge loss in terms of TVL, right? And of course, it's not just Ethereum, right? I mean, most of these other blockchains have seen a similar large drop in TVL, but I gotta say, right, for Ethereum, considering that it was the biggest coin, it saw one of the biggest drops in TVL, right? So we can see here some are holding up better than others. BSC not doing too bad in terms of that drop, still dropping quite a bit though. Tron is actually one that's remained steady, if not increased a bit. Solana, pretty disastrous. This is just one that's sunk kind of back to $1 billion. Very disappointing for such a big blockchain. And I think Solana really, I do like Solana. I actually had bought some more on the dip, but beating Ethereum is not an easy task. And I think a lot of coins are trying to do this, which is why I think I'm probably going to buy some Ethereum, to be honest, to, maybe not right this second at this current price level. And I want to see what plays out here in the next few weeks with this merge. But a lot of these coins will never manage to even reach a tenth of what Ethereum has. That's just a fact of the matter. And, when you're seeing a coin like this going from $10 billion in market cap all the way to $1 billion and just sinking lower permanently, there's concerns, right? There's concerns on, why would this even be considered a coin that could take over Ethereum ever, right? Avalanche, one blockchain that I absolutely love, one of my biggest holdings actually, same thing, okay? And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I mean, 1 month change in Aave usage on Avalanche, down 33%. So very similar story as Solana. Actually has a little bit more TVL than Solana, which is cracks me up a bit. If we look at the actual rankings there between Solana and Avalanche, we can see that Solana is priced quite a bit higher, double the market cap as Avalanche, yet Avalanche has a higher market cap than Solana. Obviously, a lot of VCs are into Solana, but still a little bit ridiculous in terms of how the market is valuing that, right? Polygon, this one is an interesting one. Now, in terms of TVL, not doing the best either. The interesting thing with this one is, how is this going to play out with Ethereum being proof of stake, Ethereum moving forward here? Does Polygon have a sort of future that can hold up compared to Ethereum, or could potentially the direction that Ethereum is moving in end up killing, so to say, Polygon's successes, right? And really usefulness for Ethereum, because Ethereum is going to move into sharding, etc., going to increase the amount of transactions per second, going to increase the everything, pretty much, transaction speed, everything we know. So Polygon might be a little bit less useful, and that could cause a lot of issues for Polygon. And then there's just the other, smaller chains, side chains, etc., things like Phantom. I mean, Phantom is pretty much a dead chain as of right now. Looking at the amount of TVL it has, pretty ridiculous and disgusting drop. And that just goes to show you, right, the dangers of crypto. In case you were wondering, why is crypto always dumping, etc., well, just take a look at stuff like this, right? Look at the facts, look at the TVL, the actual usage of these blockchains, and you'll see what's happening even on things like Ethereum, which have seen steady usage even throughout the bear market. Okay, the fact of the matter is the TVL has dropped significantly, right? It's completely fallen off a cliff. And this is even with a lot of these top level apps like Lido, which is actually now, crazy enough, the biggest application, the second biggest application on Ethereum, which it's a controversial application. People say there's too much staked ether with Lido, which I think is probably true as well. I believe Lido is now 30% of staked Ethereum, if I'm not mistaken, which, is a problem. And basically, these big Ethereum applications, even them are losing TVL even right now. So it's a situation in the market. Now it's kind of hard to value all of this and kind of think about it in the long term, right? I mean, why are we seeing such a drop off in usage? And of course it depends, right? It depends on which applications you're taking a look at, etc. Now, one thing that I'm trying to think of is Why is ENS not in this list? Now, of course, ENS is not, I guess, your traditional DeFi application in terms of TVL, right? It's not a financial application per se, but it has a certain amount of total value locked in it in terms of people purchasing and transacting those domain names. Okay, so there could possibly be a way probably to backtrack that and get an actual dollar amount value of what's locked up, so to say, into the protocol. So that would be something that would be pretty interesting to see, in my opinion. That would probably kick up this TVL quite a bit. But once again, just a food for thought there. At the end of the day, the market is still going to keep dumping this if they want to. We're currently at 14 live viewers, which is amazing. Keep up with all your great comments. Like the stream if you haven't already. Consider dropping a super chat. And please, please, please let me know in the comments down below what you think is going to happen with Ethereum and many of these other coins, proof of stake coins, even the proof of work coins like Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin, and of course that one of the coins that one of the followers just brought up here, which was ETH proof of work. These coins tend to be extremely volatile, right? So like I said, don't be surprised if you see this thing kind of going crazy sometimes and getting some pretty big pumps, because people tend to value these things in pretty drastic rates when they first launch, right? So both to the upside and to the downside. Now for right now, we got that initial drop, or down 63% since launch. We'll see if we're able to get a move higher again. Like I said, let me know if we do have an actual market cap ranking on ETH proof of work, right? How much the market cap is. I'd love to hear that. And in fact, let's take a look at ETHW on coinmarketcap.com. I want to see if we can get the market cap ranking here on this, but it doesn't look like we have it either. So yeah, disappointing. I'd love to see what the market cap is on ETH proof of work. That would be a very interesting, in my opinion, kind of analysis here. And by the way, you know, we have interesting thing here where they're talking about ETH and Ethereum Classic, and basically, you know, the original chain being Ethereum Classic, ETH being a fork of basically the original chain, and ETHW being a fork of the fork. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm talking about when I'm saying there's a fundamental problem. Now, unfortunately, this is sort of the free market of crypto, right? This is sort of the freedom that we have within cryptos, is the ability to make forks like this basically whenever someone wants to, especially when these big type of events tend to happen. But, you know, it gets a little bit ridiculous in the sense that we have Ethereum, which is a fork of the original chain. Of course, people back that fork, which is why Ethereum is now that biggest version. But now we have Ethereum proof of work, which is basically a fork of the fork. And, you know, there might be more forks. I mean, it just gets a bit ridiculous. And then it really, you know, as we go further down that line, okay, of course, there might be an initial split like Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, etc. But when you go into forks of forks of forks, right, how can people put any value on something like this, right? When you've kind of diluted it and watered it down and been through so many forks, right? There's no real value in a coin like this, right? I don't see how all of a sudden a bunch of people are going to start backing this coin over the main thing, Ethereum, or even amongst one of the more respected forks with it, which is Ethereum Classic. So please keep in mind what I'm saying there. I think that's some pretty good insights that I'm giving you all, and I want to clap here. We're at 19 live viewers on the stream. That's absolutely amazing. Record for the day, and I really want to try and push that previous record of 50 live viewers. So please like this stream if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications if you haven't already, to stay updated with these live streams. You've probably seen that I give some of the best information in the crypto space. I don't run away in the bear market. I don't run away when the market drops. I'm here with all of you discussing this. So if you appreciate that, you know, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications, and hit that like button. You can show your support also by leaving a comment or a super chat, even if you really want to support the live stream. But definitely let me know your opinions on this. Do you think I'm right on my perspective and predictions here? Or do you think I'm wrong? Let me know your predictions. What price you think Ethereum might be heading to next? Do you think you're going to see that $500 or $1,000 drop? Or do you think we're going to start pumping and moving back above $2,200, which would probably eventually push us right back to $5,000 and above, which, you know, I think we're going to get that day that's going to happen, right? But I don't know if it's just yet. However, right, when we start to see that move above $2,100, basically whenever that comes, right, then we're really going to start to see more and more likelihood of climbing back up towards $5,000 and eventually really getting that move above that, which is probably going to push us to $10,000 plus, really making us be basically $1 trillion coin, and also putting us into about a $15,000 price range, which is going to be absolutely amazing to see that day come. And I honestly do think it's going to happen, right? I think right now Ethereum is probably the preferred coins by institutions, by banks, by investors. Some people might hate that point of view, but in terms of what it means for the price appreciation, it is quite bullish, right? Bitcoin right now, yes, I do think on the next bull market it could reach 100K, but the more it starts to portray itself as this lazy grandpa coin, the more it's going to have a hard time competing with things like Ethereum and keeping up with the price appreciation of things like Ethereum. So just something to think about there. We have Plinio345 saying hi, welcome to the stream, Plinio. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We have an amazing set of viewers here today. I appreciate all your comments. By the way, make sure to follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. That's where I post all my insights on crypto, typically before I do even on the YouTube channel. So make sure to go follow me there. We're just taking a look at Ethereum here, Ethereum proof of work, Ethereum classic, main topic of the day here. And, you know, $1,490 currently Ethereum price. It's been dropping throughout the stream. I think right now we might actually start sinking even below that. And it's interesting to keep track of some of the other coins that are related to it, like ETH proof of work. You know, we could be like, oh, well, if Ethereum drops, right, then ETH proof of work should technically go up, right? Well, no, they're both kind of sinking at the same time. In fact, ETH proof of work is dropping even faster as right now. If we go over to Ethereum classic, right, and refresh the page, you know, it's holding up a little bit better, but if we're seeing bigger overall weakness, it's dumping as well. Okay, so that's sort of what's happening right now. It's not a good thing or bad thing. It's just how these crypto moves. There's a lot of correlation between them, and there's a huge amount of correlation with the stock market. Okay, so this is something that you can always do, is take a look at the stock market and what it's doing. You can read the headline that we're seeing right now, which is stock futures fall as Wall Street heads for losing week. And basically, right, these stocks are dropping back to back to back. I just refreshed the futures and this is absolutely dumping. This does worry me quite a bit. You know, we just had a disastrous day in the stock market, over a 1% drop for both the S&P and the Nasdaq, and now we're seeing futures dump almost the same amount. And guess what? Crypto is dumping as well, right in line with that. So that's what I'm talking about, right? I mean, if we see continued weakness in stocks, it's gonna fall back onto cryptos and vice versa, probably. Right now, Bitcoin, I can see it right here in the corner of my eye. I'll go ahead and pull this out so we can see it better. $19,771. I want to keep in mind that at the beginning of the stream we were above $19,800, so also dumping on Bitcoin. In fact, probably dumping even a little bit more than Ethereum right now. But Ethereum has already dropped quite a bit post-merge, and right now it doesn't look like it's planning on stopping. And to be quite honest, we don't have a huge amount of support. Actually, where we're basically at is a little bit of support right now, but anything below that is basically instantly going to start pushing us down to $1,300, $1,250. So really a lot of downside that could play out here just in the next few days. So keep a look on that weakness, because that is the hint. That's our signal that we're going to see the market react negatively in a way to the merge. I'm not even sure if that's the right term, because it's not like the merge caused this drop, right? This is just an excuse, a sell the news type event that causes even more so the market to drop. So especially, you know, if the merge doesn't, you know, maybe people really wanted or even thought that it would create some type of clear change, like, wow, the Ethereum network is now a completely different thing or something like that. And the fact of the matter is that the change right now, okay, is pretty minute. It's pretty much moving to proof of stake and using way less energy. That's all there is for now in terms of change. The bigger changes are further steps of their roadmap, which I think I'm going to make a video about, which has to do with sharding and stuff like that, which will improve the speed of the network, transaction costs, etc., etc., etc. It will also increase the total amount of transactions per second that it can handle, right? TPS. So they're expecting to even be able to reach levels of 100,000 transactions per second. Right now, Ethereum cannot do anywhere near that. Okay, so that's going to be a pivotal moment in Ethereum history. And you know, I look forward to when we reach those steps. But right now, we are still in this very quick short-term post-merge things and how they are playing out. Okay, so I want you all to make sure to support the stream by leaving it a like, and I'm keeping an eye on Ethereum proof of work. I'm interested to learn more about this coin, just to see, you know, does it have any type of value proposition or big backers that could cause it to pump, or is this just a coin that is going to be instantly sold off into the abyss, and people want to extract the value out of it as much as possible, since it's basically an airdrop, right? And like I said, I was also interested to know, is this a direct one-to-one airdrop? So if you own one Ethereum, you would get one Ethereum proof of work, or how was it split out, right? Was it like 10-to-1? How did it work exactly? I'd be interested to hear that. But let me know in the comments down below, basically. In fact, right now on CoinGecko, we're really not doing good. I don't know if this page is not refreshed or something. Let me double check here. But let's see. Yeah, so this is maybe even more interesting. I went over to Coinbase chart for Ethereum, and the dump is accelerating even more so on the Coinbase chart right now. We're literally down below $1,480, and by all means, once again, it does not look like it's stopping. Okay, it's a hard thing to look at, so I feel any of your frustration right now. You know, like I said, I own a bunch of proof of stake cryptos, and seeing this drop like this is always quite disappointing, but it's the name of the game in crypto, and it's nothing new, right? I mean, I've been around the bull markets and the bear markets. The bear markets in crypto are very rough. They tend to also last longer than anyone expects, and right now we're seeing that play out, right? The dump continues to happen. Could easily drop another 15% here in the next, I'd say, 3 to 4 days, right? So throughout this weekend, we could see a very, very big second drop, and maybe even heading into next week, continuation of that downside. Sorry, I'm getting a bit tired today for some reason. But also, right, I'm going to be also really taking a look at the stock market, because this goes hand in hand with what's happening. I mean, we're seeing these futures dump nonstop. This is going even faster than what I literally saw just a few minutes ago, okay, where we were at 0.6% downside here on the main indexes. Now we're at 0.9, 0.78 on the S&P 500 futures. So it's really, really, really frustrating to see this, right? And like I said, when you see these type of market jitters, it just goes right back into crypto, and crypto can even be sometimes could more aggressively dump. Right now also we have the RSI on the 4-hour officially below the 30 line on the RSI. Some of you might be wondering what that means, and so that could be, it means oversold, right? And that could be bullish in terms of buying the dip. But right now, right, if we're going to really see that move down to $1,200, you certainly do not want to be buying that. Of course, that's not financial advice, it's just from my personal experience. But what can happen, right, if we're going to see a breakdown, which is looking very feasible, okay, if we're going to see a breakdown below the support, then this oversold thing means nothing right now, because we could continue to be oversold for the next week or two and see massive downside from there. So I wouldn't take this right now as a signal to long, personally speaking. But like I said, right, if you're looking at this differently, definitely let me know down in the comments below. And still keeping an eye here on Ethereum proof of work, kind of stabilizing a little bit. Ethereum Classic, let's see what's happening there. dropping a bit. So, you know, mostly like Avalanche, for example. And you know, this is textbook, right? This is textbook reaction to this type of event, which is, like I talked about, right, the most typical reaction after you see these type of events play out, right? I mentioned the article here before, which was the sell the fact, as they're calling it, basically sell the news. 9.1% instantly, basically worst day since August. You know, it's almost becoming comical at this point how weak crypto is, but it's sad at the same time for any type of holder as well. So as you can see here, right, I think this puts it best. The sudden price dump looks like a buy the rumor, sell the fact. So that's coming here from Riyad Carey, research analyst at crypto firm Kaiko. Buy the rumor, sell the fact. Typical type of price action for crypto. And I think, you know, if this is your first time experiencing this, maybe you're new to crypto or new to the markets, please keep this in mind for the future, right? This pattern is probably one of the most typical common patterns that ever tends to play out in the markets. It pretty much happens 100% of the time, if I'm being honest, unless the news really blows past anybody's expectations. People just start dumping because there was more hype and anticipation during sort of the run up to it than when it actually happens, which is exactly what happened here with the merge, where the merge was a very, very sleepy change, right? In terms of it didn't change really anything right now in the short term with how Ethereum feels or is in terms of usability, okay? And still seeing a lot of dropping here. We're going to keep track of other things like Lido, for example, right? The main liquid staking platform for Ethereum. Something that could possibly do very good in terms of price performance. It is already a pretty big coin now, though. So I'm looking at the staked Ether. This is an interesting to take a look at, right? We have $6.3 billion in staked Ether through Lido. You can take a look at the market cap of Ethereum and do the math there. But Lido is a coin that could obviously see a lot of upside still, right? Based on how it's happening. Actually should probably be priced higher, but there's also concerns that its amount of allowed staking could be slashed in half or so, basically to keep the network decentralized, right? Because right now we're basically almost 50% of the network controlled by 3 main staking parties, including Coinbase, Lido, and one other one, I believe, Kraken, basically accounting for almost 50% of the staking control on the Ethereum network. What does that mean? That means people are delegating their coins to these exchanges to stake. They then stake them, and the exchange can then directly choose how they want to vote on protocol changes. So it's up to them. And then at that point, right, you know, who knows where they want to take it, but it's not what you want for cryptocurrency, right? Cryptos are best managed when they are community owned, community voted, community driven. That's what tends to cause the most stable cryptocurrencies. I also want to thank everybody. We're at 19 live viewers again. Amazing performance on the live stream. Huge thank you to everyone. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're looking at Ethereum. We're looking at Ethereum Classic and Ethereum Proof of Work, right? The forks of forks of forks. And basically, right, we're seeing, you know, some flatness, if not a lot of dumping as of right now. So it is kind of worrying. It is kind of concerning in terms of how much could this accelerate, but we're still remaining a bit hopeful that right now, right, we haven't actually started to sink lower enough yet to really confirm a move down to $1,250. So as of right now, right, not all hope is lost in terms of getting that basically drop down to the abyss, right, which for Ethereum is below $1,000 basically. So that's kind of what you need to be careful for, and thankfully we haven't seen that big of a drop just yet that would fully confirm that we're heading lower, but we're not that far off from there, right? And I mean, very close attention the next 1 to 2 days to see if we're going to break below basically $1,400. After that, I think it's pretty much confirmed that we're going to start to see massive dumping in the crypto markets. And if we're looking at the stock market, right, probably not going to be much different. Still a lot of weakness there. Got a little bit of bounce. So keep an eye, right? These markets are very volatile right now. We're seeing dumps happen very quickly, but we're also seeing bounces happen very quickly as well, which is why I'm saying, even though I have a bearish tone here on this live stream, and I do think we could see that sort of dumping play out, there is the chance that at any second we kick back up higher, right? Ethereum can kick back up higher very sharply. I mean, look at the dump right here, for example, and how quickly we got that bounce. So any move really above $1,700, even $1,600 is really going to be key towards potentially getting that hint of a $2,000 plus breakout, which is absolutely huge for the crypto markets in my opinion. And please, let's take a second here. Let's take a breather as we're looking live at what's happening with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, by the way, moving back up a little bit as well. Let me know down in the comments below your perspective. I haven't gotten the amount of comments I want in terms of getting that opinion of all of you here, the viewers, on what you think is going to happen, right? Are you worried about what's going to happen next? Are you not worried? Are you holding through it? Do you think we're going to see a massive pump and that people are being too bearish right now, possibly including myself? Or do you think we're going to drop tremendously? Let me know down in the comments below, because your insight helps not only me better understand this market and everything that's going on, but it also helps everybody else. So you're doing us all a great favor by sharing your opinion here, because it gives us really a sentiment on how the market is judging this. Okay, so please go ahead and leave a comment if you want me to look at another coin, any coin out there, big or small. Let me know down in the comments below. I'll gladly take a look at the coin, and that's what I'm here for, right? I'm here to give you my analysis on all these many cryptos. Let's switch over to Bitcoin now, because it is doing quite well here, kicking back up a bit. We have this sort of support level. We'll see if we can get back above that. You know, it does seem like we could make a pretty nice bounce up to $21,000 pretty quickly here if we get some bullish momentum. So that is potentially something to look forward to as we move forward ahead here. So going to be also keeping an eye on that as well. Now, in terms of these other coins, it's basically just a reflection on what's happening, you know, I guess you could say, with Ethereum and Bitcoin. They're going to react pretty similarly, right? So as we see Ethereum or Bitcoin start to pump back up again, many of these smaller altcoins are going to get that bullish momentum as well. I don't think they're going to miss out on any bull moves, but we need to see the strength come into the bigger coins first before we can hope to, for that to trickle back down into the smaller coins, right? Bitcoin now breaking back above that $800 level here, which is quite nice to see. Hopefully here in the next few hours we can see that kind of make an attempt towards climbing higher. I'd absolutely love to see that myself. Just want to say a huge thank you to all the viewers today. Amazing viewership, amazing amount of comments. I want to try and get us up to a steady amount of 50 viewers throughout the live stream. That would be an absolute dream come true for me. So, you know, don't hesitate to share this live stream with your friends, share the channel with your friends, share it on your social media, like the video at the very least, and comment if you're too lazy to share it, because even that helps a huge amount. Okay, so I really do appreciate the support. Don't hesitate to subscribe, turn on those bell notifications to not miss live streams like this, because I'm doing these for you, for your benefit. So in terms of this Ethereum proof of work coin, like I said, I'm going to keep an eye on it. It's interesting. You know, it seems like it is pretty community backed. It's not really trying to take digs at Ethereum, but it is also we do need to ask the question, you know, is there really any value here with something like this, right? A fork of a fork. How much longer are people willing to support these coins at all before these things have a floor price of $0? In terms of Ethereum Classic, probably going to keep being pretty flat. I'm not expecting Ethereum Classic to tremendously dump unless we maybe see a bigger market panic. I think Ethereum Classic could hold up pretty well and even start pumping. Its hash rate has already skyrocketed. Okay, I'm going to repeat that one more time. The hash rate of Ethereum Classic has now already skyrocketed. And the reason why that is important to know is as it continues to skyrocket, that means the network is more valuable, the network is more secure, there's more energy, electricity being put into the network, and that causes a stronger floor price and a lot of bullish momentum where Ethereum Classic could start to surge, right? Ethereum Classic is a coin that could go flying right back up to its all-time highs, so right back up to $150 and possibly even above that. Its market cap is very small compared to Ethereum, $5,000. It has a lot of the same strengths as Ethereum, so I think it can do pretty good here and at the very least hold up. We're starting to see that bullish momentum come back into play. We'll see if it lasts, like I said, right? Keep in mind that volatility, both to the upside and downside. Just because we're dumping it, that doesn't mean that we're going to go sinking down to zero. And just because we're pumping a bit doesn't mean that we're going to get that breakout. Look at those most important price levels, right? So for Ethereum here, it's going to be about $1,400 to the downside to confirm a breakdown, and about $1,600 to $1,700 to confirm some type of breakout. Okay, so those are two main key levels to look at for Ethereum more specifically, and I will continue to keep track of ETH and any other coins. Let's look in the top 10 here if there's any coins that are would be interesting to look at. Looks like we did get a comment here from Plinio345. I'm pretty bullish. I expect sideways action for a while, then up. Actually, before we look into the top 10, I want to mention something about that comment. Thank you so much, Plinio, for the comment and for supporting the live stream. Please, anybody else, don't hesitate to let you know your opinions or any questions you have. The reason why I think Plinio's comment is very interesting is that basically is one of the options that I said, maybe not the most likely option, right? But still, there is a decent percent chance that we stay kind of in this range right here, right? Basically meaning up and down price action, range bound between our downtrend line, right? Our purple downtrend line and our horizontal support level, right? So basically, we would trade up and down sideways price action, which is what Plinio mentioned, up until sometime mid to end November, at which point we would get, based on Plinio's comment, right, a breakout, which, you know, is quite logical. I mean, if we're able to hold up for that long, we'll probably get a breakout. That's what I'm going to say, right? That makes sense to me, that if we did hold up that long, that we're going to see the breakout, because the dump here could really happen very quickly. If it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen sooner rather than later, okay? There's no real logic to why we would hold up and then get the dump. It doesn't make the most sense. This looks a bit like a hot dog, but that's besides the point. Now, I just you know, thought I'd mention that the more we stay sideways in this type of circumstance, I think the more likely we are to actually get a pump higher in this type of circumstance. Ethereum Classic, Ethereum Proof were kind of dropping here in terms of Ethereum staying pretty flat, even had bounced a little bit there. So interesting price action, and I'm going to keep tracking all of these coins in the next few days. Right now it seems like we're mostly just flat. You know, you can see Bitcoin also similar level here, so still flat. You know, we have leaned a little bit towards that selling pressure, right? You can see that green now across this this top 15, right? There's basically no coin besides stablecoin that is up in the top 15 in the last hour. So we're seeing those first few hints of a potential market drop coming into play, but that's not, you know, for sure going to be the case just yet. But keep in mind that if this accelerates, right, if this drop here accelerates, then it's going to seriously become more likely that we do start really seeing more aggressive selling into the weekend. And I think this is a great time to slowly wrap up this live stream. Huge thank you to all of you. Today we had a huge amount of viewers. 13 live viewers right now to end off the stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for the support. Like I said, you can follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. You can also go check out my YouTube and subscribe. Turn on the bell notifications to never miss these live streams. And please leave your comments, leave your questions, leave your opinions on the crypto market. I'm here to answer any questions you have. That's why these live streams are made, and I'll gladly answer them. And any like, any super chat, any comment also tremendously helps support the stream. If you share the live stream with your friends, that supports it even more. But this is going to be it for today. Once again, a huge thank you to all of you, and we're going to be slowly but surely wrapping this up. So hopefully you found this helpful in some type of way. We really dug into the details in terms of the actual chart price action side of things, but we're going to be calling it a day. So thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you next time.